Hey everyone, welcome back to PikoCinema, your ultimate spot for all things epic, cinematic, and unmissable. If you're anything like me, that Game of Thrones void in your soul has been screaming for a refill ever since Daenerys lit up King's Landing and the credits rolled. But hold on to your Valyrian steel because Westeros is roaring back to life with a fresh tale that's got more heart, humor, and hedge knight swagger than you can shake Attorney Lance at. Today, in everything you want to know about the new series, we're cracking open a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms like a fresh horn of ale. We're talking deep dives into its unbreakable ties to the original saga, whether those majestic dragons are flapping back onto our screens, the killer cast that's already got me geeking out, the exact drop date to mark on your calendar, behind-the-scenes buzz, and even some fan theory fuel that'll have you debating in the comments. By the end of this, you'll be more hyped than a Dothraki horde at a wedding, so smash that like button if you're ready, subscribe for more Thrones breakdowns, and let's charge into this adventure together. First off, what's the big deal here? I mean, what's a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms actually about? Picture this. It's not your typical blood-soaked throne grab or dragon apocalypse. This is a road trip buddy comedy wrapped in medieval grit, straight from George R.R. Martin's Tales of Duncan Egg novellas. We're following Ser Duncan the Tall, a massive, honorable hedge knight who's basically a 7-foot-tall underdog with a heart of gold and fists like boulders, and his pint-sized squire, a bald-headed kid named Egg, who's hiding some seriously royal secrets. Set about 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones, during a rare pocket of peace under Targaryen rule, these two misfits wander the dusty roads of Westeros, stumbling into tourneys, tavern brawls, and political intrigue that could topple kingdoms. Think less Red Wedding Massacre and more The Hangover meets chivalry, full of witty banter, unlikely friendships, and those classic Martin twists where a joust turns into a prophecy-fulfilling nightmare. It's intimate, character-driven storytelling at its finest, clocking in at just 6 episodes per season for that bingeable anthology vibe. If you're craving a breather from the epic scale chaos but still want that authentic Westeros flavor, this is your golden ticket. Okay, but let's get to the burning question every Thrones diehard is whispering in the group chat. How exactly is a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms connected to the original Game of Thrones? Is this just a random side quest, or does it weave right into the tapestry? Oh, it's woven in deeper than you think, fam. This show's parked smack in the middle of the Targaryen era, roughly 172 years after the doom of Valyria, but a full century before Ned Stark's "Winter is Coming" line hits the fan. Egg? That's no ordinary squire. Spoilers for the books if you haven't read them, but he's Aegon V Targaryen, the future king whose bloodline trickles down to some very familiar faces in Game of Thrones. We're talking direct ancestors to the Starks, Baratheons, and yes, even the dragon-riding Targaryens you know and love, or love to hate. You'll spot Easter eggs everywhere. Ancient prophecies that echo through the main series, houses rising or falling that set the stage for Robert's rebellion, and even nods to legendary events like the tourney at Ashford Meadow that Martin's lore nerds have been dissecting for years. It's not a straight prequel like House of the Dragon, but more like a colorful detour that fills in the blanks on how Westeros got so deliciously messed up. Directors like Owen Harris from Black Mirror are leaning into that lived-in world building, so expect callbacks that'll make you yell, "I knew it," at your screen. If Game of Thrones is the storm, this is the calm before, but with just as much thunder lurking. Alright, the elephant in the room that's got every fan forum on fire. Are we finally getting dragons back on our screens? Will a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms bring back those scaly skylords for some fire and blood glory? I know. After House of the Dragon served up dragon barbecue every episode, going cold turkey on dragons feels like betrayal. But here's to tea. No live breathing dragons in this one, straight up. The timeline's post-extinction. The last Targaryen dragon croaked back in 153 AC, about 2 decades before Duncan Egg hit the road. That said, don't toss your popcorn yet. The show's dripping with dragon lore. You'll hear whispers of their faded glory, see crumbling Dragonstone vibes, and dive into the Targaryen dynasty's desperate schemes to hatch new eggs. Foreshadowing much? It's more about the human drama echoing the dragon's absence, that lingering shadow of lost power fueling the madness and ambition we adore. Think of it as the anti-dragon show, grounded, gritty, and proving you don't need fire breathers to ignite a story. But hey, with HBO teasing crossovers in the franchise, who knows if a scaly cameo sneaks in later seasons. Fingers crossed, or I'll be rioting in the Riverlands. Now, the part that's got us all refreshing HBO's site like it's Black Friday. When the heck is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms actually dropping? Can we count the days yet? Mark your calendars because HBO just dropped the hammer. Premieres January 18th, 2026 on Max. That's HBO Max for the uninitiated. Yeah, it's a winter release, fitting for a show about the Duncan Egg chill vibes amidst brewing storms. Filming wrapped earlier this year in Belfast's historic sets, with post-production humming along under showrunner Ira Parker, House of the Dragon writer extraordinaire, and GRM himself keeping an eye on the lore. 6 tight episodes, each adapting a novella with room for Martin's signature expansions, and HBO's already greenlight season 2. If you're jonesing for a taste, that official teaser trailer hit on October 9th. It's a moody montage masterpiece of jousts, secrets, and sweeping vistas that screams Westeros is back, baby. No full trailer yet, but Comic-Con footage leaked some jaw-dropping action sequences that'll tide you over till New Year's. Drop in the comments, dragons or no dragons, are you watching day one? Who's your early fave from the cast? And if you've read the Duncan Egg books, no spoilers, but hit me with your must-adapt moments. If this vid quenched your curiosity, like, share with your watch party crew, and subscribe to PikoCinema for weekly deep dives. Next up, ranking every House of the Dragon death. Winter's not coming, it's already here, and it's looking legendary. See you in the next one. Valar Morghulis, fam.